The matter of state police is no longer optional, but a matter of necessity so as to engender the security architecture of this country, Nigeria. That was the information coming from the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu when some Katsina delegates led by Governor Katsina Diko Rada when he paid a courtesy visit to the president some days ago, meaning that it is now crystal clear even to the president that the matter of insecurity has now reached the zenith where all hands must be on deck, where pretense has to be relegated, where we have to really come to terms that there's virtually nothing that can be actualized in the face of insecurity. And this information is one of the most important, one of the most good and great information, impressive information coming at this time. I think Nigerians have every cause to be happy that even the president can admit that the matter of state police is now a necessity, because building all the revenue, getting all the revenue like was established, that the revenue needed for to be able to execute the budget has been actualized. Of what essence is all this revenue without security? So it will amount to a wild goose chase, simply building castles in the air if you generate the whole revenue and there's no security. So the issue of state police as a way of one aspect of restructuring, it's very, very fundamental, very, very paramount. It is inevitable, highly indispensable, at this critical time. When we look at insecurity, there's no doubt, when we look at the trend of insecurity that warrant state police at this time, is that let us even consider the Fourth Republic during the tenure of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Then at the tail end of his administration was when Boko Haram reared its ugly head. So Boko Haram metamorphosed during the time of the late President Yaradua. Also the Boko Haram now, was now worse than it was during the time of President Obasanjo. And of course, that now led to the regime of the Boko Haram, or splinter of it was also experienced during the time of President Goodluck Jonathan. So that is where we can say Boko Haram incidents, Boko Haram imbroglio got to its peak, where the nation, virtually the northwestern part of the country, was unsafe. Virtually it's one day one killing, one day one bombing, one day one terrorism attack. And during the time of late President Buhari, former president, then insecurity now even became worse, multifaceted to not only terrorism. So we now have terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, abduction, at this time. And now during the incumbent president, we now have terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, even ritual killings add to it. So to say that the time to call for state police is now. Otherwise, this insecurity will just keep worsening virtually on yearly basis. Let us look at the trajectory of how it started from mere terrorism and where it has now motivated, towards various dimension of insecurity. Why? Because it was not nipped in the bud. So the governor of Zamfara not too long ago, was lamenting, serious lamentation, that he knows where this bandits, these terrorists, are, but that the because he is not in control of the security apparatus, which is true. When he beckoned to the commissioner of police, the commissioner of police need to take directive from the IG before acting, and these are things that needs urgent attention, where security personnel are urgently needed, and only for the commissioner of police to be waiting for a green light from the inspector general of police. So you find out that the bandits, the terrorists have acted, and they have moved instantly. So I'm out to closing the stable door when the horse has bolted. So we appreciate the fact that even the president that has been a protagonist of state police is now coming up, to really talk of state police. So state police is certainly the way to go, because by state police, the governors, like the governors and father is lamenting now, he will be in control of the security apparatus of his state. So instantly when he calls on the security personnel, instantly they are going to react and get to the hotspot where a commotion is happening, where insecurity is happening, to be able to nip it at the bud instantly. This is because virtually the police personnel will now be members of those locality, members of those community will now be drafted as part of the security personnel. These are the people that knows the nook and cranny, of the state. So no doubt that that insecurity will actually be nipped in the bud with state police. Don't let us also forget that why these bandits are so bold is because they know that the vigilante, just by way of the self-help that the governors have put in place, most of those vigilantes just carry their gun. So, and these are bandits coming with AK-47 sophisticated firearm. So they actually are confident that they will normally subdue those vigilante groups that the governors or various states are trying to put in place to forestall the issue of insecurity. But that can only work to an extent. So state police, for the fact that these kidnappers, abductors know that they are going to be greeted with also superior firearm from state police, they will naturally leave. They will naturally, be frustrated, to leave the venture of insecurity. And let me douse the fear that some governors will use it for against opposition. My position in that is that we should have state police. We should also have federal police. The fears that the governors will use it, against their opponents is usually during election. So what I am proposing is that during the election, the federal police should be used during the elections, so that at least we now know that we have a neutral police system that is overseeing the electoral process. That's for the election. Then after the election, the federal police will go back to the center, where the state police will now come up to ensure protection of property, to ensure law and order in the system. Of course, the governors, if at all the governors who want to use state police against opponents, it's usually during elections. It's usually during election. So the central government will oversee. The central police will oversee, the election. So at least that's to a reasonable extent is going to do that. And notwithstanding, let us even consider I look at it at the myopic sentiment that governors will use it. We are 250 Nigerians, and state police will come into existence to be able to protect the interests, the lives and properties of 250 Nigerians. The politicians that they are saying they will use it against, how many are the politicians? All of them put together. Senators 109, House of Rep 360. We have governors, state House of Rep. Put all of them together. Maybe with the councillors and all, 2,000-3,000 of them. So we are a state police that will guarantee the safety, the security, protection and lives and property of 250 million Nigerians, compared to that the governor will use it against opposition. Who are those of just 3,000 people? Come on, come on, come on. Let us come to terms with reality that state police, if we really want to fight insurgency, terrorism, and we want to see its end, no, state police is certainly the way to 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 go. So let us appreciate that the president, as he has said it, is going to practice what he has actually preached. He has been a protagonist of state police, so we believe that by state police, security of lives and property will be top notch. Then we can now be talking of economy, we can now be talking of rebuilding, we can now be talking of project, we can now be talking of education, health, and all other things when we have gotten the security in place. So the president, as much as possible, should start the process by gingering the National Assembly, to easily come up with bill that will ensure that state police, becomes a reality. So thank you for following me on this edition. Please let us share, let us comment, let us subscribe. Please hit the subscription button if you are new on my channel, so that you'll be abreast of my subsequent video as they are being uploaded. So please let us comment, let us like, let us share. Thank you. See you on my next video.